Margaret, you're running for council election in Stobhill Ward, Morpeth.
Yes.
Would you like to start by telling me why you're a socialist?
Right. Well, when I was younger, I had fairly soggy politics. There were occasional forays leftwards when I came across things like Rock Against Racism and the anti-apartheid movement, but generally I would say I was a soggy liberal. In my 20s, doing social work training, that's when I took a big lurch leftwards. And that's where I've stayed. I went on to work in probation, and everything I saw and experienced there reinforced those views I started forming in my 20s. I went to university, of course. Remember, we used to have free university education?
I do.
It's so hard to believe now. When I started off in social work, I used to ring up the DHSS when somebody had moved into a house that had no furniture, and they would get a furniture pack. They would get a grant to decorate. Social security actually kept people secure. We owned the railways, we owned the gas, the water, the electricity. They weren't run perfectly, but they were run for the benefit of the people who used them and not for shareholder profits.
What do you hope to achieve by being on the council?
It's difficult, isn't it? Because you can look around and you think, well, you know, if there was a socialist revolution, that would be perfect. And
Yes.
it's reaching or trying to make things a bit fairer for people. I do believe in the possibility of change, and I know a lot of people do. There is cynicism around about the possibility of achieving it, but what happened after Corbyn was elected Labour leader just shows there is a massive groundswell of opinion in this country that change can be possible. So
Corbyn was a national leader, and he was able to make a big impact. With yourself running for council in one ward, can you achieve anything like the same?
I want to achieve. There are some things I want to achieve that I feel I can achieve, and others that I need colleagues to come with me. And there are a number of us standing who are socialist candidates. I walk around the ward I'm standing in. Some parts are very nice. Some parts are really run down with privately rented houses, used to be council houses, run by private landlords who aren't looking after them. Gardens and roads and pavements are neglected. I spoke to a woman a couple of days ago, 89, she'd had a fall 2 years ago and broken her wrist. The paving was broken. I mean, it may seem a little thing, potholes and paving, but actually if people live in an environment where they don't feel anyone gives a damn about them, it's not good enough. So I want to try to do something about people's physical environment. I want to campaign within the council for the council to be a real living wage employer, and then to persuade local businesses to do the same. Again, it's small, but it's achievable.
What do you say to those people who say it's not worth voting because they're all the same and nothing ever changes?
It's something I do here. And I've just finished reading The Ragged Trousered Philanthropist, written in 1910, and very much the same feeling expressed there. Well, you can change things. I mean, just that little example of the real living wage, if that was paid to people and local businesses were persuaded to pay that to people, what would people do with their increased wages? They would spend them locally, and the difference would be huge. And the council could be an exemplar and could, I don't know, give awards to local companies who started to pay the real living wage, and Morpeth could become a real living wage town. And I mean, it's not a revolution, but it's a start. And we only need to look across the Pennines to Preston to see what a really good Labour-run local council can do.